Hi, welcome to my latest video. I thought I'd do a very quick run through of some of the future projects that I'm planning to do on my Freelander 2. I thought I would list the projects and quickly show you a little bit about each one, and then you can vote in the comments for which one you think I should do next. So, in no particular order, we've got my lift spacers. Okay, so this is the new design of suspension lift spacers that I've been working on. I previously made and sold lift spacers similar to this. I've been selling them for a couple of years, and this helps fund my channel and pay for all these parts that I buy for these videos. So these lift spacers are made of polyurethane. It's a very, very firm, slightly flexible but very strong and durable polyurethane resin. They mount on top of the shock absorber top plates, the strut top plate, and lift the car up by about 20 to 30 millimeters. So you can see there the lift. I'm running the 20 millimeter ones, the older design there, but these new ones that I've come up with are 30 or 40 millimeters on the back and 20 millimeters on the front. And the thickness of the spacer pretty much dictates the lift. It's about a 1-to-1 ratio. Now, I did a previous video when I fitted the older design to the back, and I actually got a 2-to-1 ratio, but I think something was going on there. I think perhaps the change in the springs or something else increased the lift, and most people who fit these seem to get about a 1-to-1, maybe 1.5-to-1 ratio of spacer thickness to lift. Now, the new design that I've come up with, not only is it thicker, it's made from a 3D printed buck. So I 3D printed an exact copy and made a mold. So the anti-mold, the mold negative, is known as the buck, and then I made a silicone mold, and that allowed me to pour the polyurethane resin. You'll notice that these spacers have these metal insert tubes in. Those are guide tubes to stop the thread rubbing and wearing against the polyurethane. Here are some of those guide tubes, and on the new spacers that I'm now selling, these are going to be made of stainless steel. The kitty, oh no, down, get out of there. Oh, goodness me, out. Okay, where was I? So these were made of aluminium, okay, and I had a few reports from people saying that they were getting a bit crushed and were actually deforming where they met the hole in the bodywork here, where the bolt went through. So I've decided to now use stainless steel. The first video that I could do is to do a video all about how I designed and made these, and how I sort of cut the pipes and put them in, and I can also show them being fitted to my car. I'm currently running my older design, but I can always remove those and put these in and do a sort of a how-to video on how to fit those. If you would like to buy some of these for your Freelander 2 or Evoke, then FL2 Lift is the website currently for sale. The front spacers, which this is the rear spacer, the front spacers actually also fit a Volvo XC60. The rear is totally different on that car, but the front is exactly the same as the Freelander 2 and Evoke, and you can lift it using my spacers, and that has been done by one of my customers in South Africa. So that's the spacer video. Okay, so I can show them the design and the making, the fitting of those. As a second video, I can actually show the design and the making of a machine that I am trying to make. Okay, so now that these are stainless steel, they're a lot more difficult to cut. So I was just using a pipe cutter, just a sort of a plumber's pipe cutter, and actually putting a tube like this in a drill chuck like this, and using my electric screwdriver to rotate it and cut it. Now that works fine for aluminium, but for stainless steel it's a pain. It's just very, very hard to cut through, takes a lot of time. So I thought I would try to build a pipe cutting machine. So I have actually bought and constructed this, and it's got a stepper motor here with a flexible joint there, and then this sort of threaded rod, and then this gantry, as it's called, actually has sort of rollers inside it, and that will slide up and down. Now you might be wondering what on earth this is and how I'm going to use this. My idea is to try and make a pipe cutting machine that uses stepper motors and a Raspberry Pi. So this is one of those little Raspberry Pi computers. Bought this years ago, but I've never used it, never done a project with it, and I thought that some kind of pipe cutting machine would be an ideal project. So the idea is that this stepper motor here moves this up and down, that has a cutter on it, and then this would be mounted sort of up here, something like that, and with 3 motors, either 3 stepper motors or probably a normal motor and a stepper there, and then another stepper on the cutter. This will move up, cut, move up, cut, move up, cut, and it will produce these. Okay, so each set of spacers that I sell needs 12 of these. So being able to cut them automatically on a machine would save a lot of work and a lot of effort. So that's one project. It's not really Land Rover, it's not really Freelander 2. It is a machine that helps me make the lift spacers, or the tubes that go in the lift spacers. But it'd be a really interesting project. I've never used the Raspberry Pi, so I'd have to learn how to program that. I'm going to have to learn how to kind of set up stepper motor, driver circuitry and things like that. All very, very interesting. Okay, so that's video number 2. Moving on round, we have some LED reverse light bulbs. Okay, so a couple of years back I tried converting all of my rear lights to LED, and it was a disaster. Okay, so the indicators flashed too fast, the brake lights were pretty much as bright as the side lights, meaning that people were nearly crashing into me. The reverse lights were blue, the fog lights were purple, and when you switched the car off and locked it and walked away, the side lights stayed on. It was just a disaster. So I took them all out and threw them all away. And since then I've been running normal bulbs. These bulbs here, I've had them recommended to me by a reader on the Facebook group, and these are supposed to be very white, so they're not blue, but they're white, bright LEDs that are brighter than the standard reverse lights. They're also okay for the sort of the CAN bus system, so they don't trigger any errors or flickering bulbs or anything like that. So I'm going to try those out. So if you would like to see me revisit LED bulbs, that will be video number 3. Okay, so I will look at different types of LED bulbs, we'll fit these, we'll see how they work, and I'll see if I can convert any of the other lights to LEDs while I'm at it. Video number 4. Okay, so this is a relay box. Okay, so this project will be about making a weatherproof or waterproof enclosure for 4 relays with fuses. So I bought this 8-way fuse box there, so all of that will be connected up and wired inside this box with some kind of screw terminal strip on the side or something like that. The idea is that the relays that I've got underneath my battery cover here for my air horns and for my light bar are a bit temporary. They're just sort of loosely dangling on the ends of wires, and one of them actually failed recently because the terminals got wet and got rusty, so they do need to go inside a proper enclosure. So this project here, relay box, put all these bits and bobs in here with these nice relay sockets, and then the lid can be screwed on for a clear lid, just so we can kind of see what's going on. If I use the fuses that have got the LEDs in, I can see if any of the fuses blow, and then that could be mounted somewhere probably up near the battery. I don't know where yet. Okay, so if you'd like to see a relay box, that'd be video number 4. Video number 5 will be a gauge pod, a triple gauge pod that mounts on the speaker in the middle. So let's have a quick look here. So this mesh here, this speaker grill here is actually a fake speaker grill. Unless you've got the uprated sound system, there's no speaker underneath there. So what I'm gonna do is make a triple gauge pod somehow to go there with some nice gauges fitted there, and I've already started the 3D design for that. So I've also bought some gauges, so I will continue that project and do a video on it. Video number 6 is this little thing here. So what is that? That is a pulse width modulated driver circuit, okay, and that would be used to do part 2 of my PTC heater video. Okay, so I'm going to use that to take control of the PTC heater and allow me to manually set the temperature and ideally connect it to either the prog button or the heated screen or something like that, so that I can actually override the automatic way in which the PTC is controlled. Currently, as standard, if you have a PTC heater fitted in, so that's the ceramic booster heater that's fitted into your heater matrix center console, then the computer, the car's ECU works out how hot to make that and when to turn it on. If you turn the heated screen on, it turns off. Okay, so it's got a little bit of a mind of its own, and it would be so nice to just be able to press a button and get the thing to heat up, especially on cold mornings. Okay, so if you'd like to see part 2 of the PTC heater video, part 1's already up, have a look for that. If you are wondering what I'm talking about, part 2 would be video number 6. Video number 7, okay, catch can here, fitted in a previous video, currently taking the blow by gas from the crankcase and venting down under the car to atmosphere. Been a lot of discussion about this lately on the Facebook group, a lot of heated discussion. Okay, some people getting quite sort of worked up about the way I've connected this, saying it must recirculate the fumes back into the inlet. Okay, not for emissions reasons, not for MOT passing reasons, not even for performance. It is because if you do that, then the intake vacuum that develops between the turbo and the air filter, that vacuum will then draw out the blow-by gas, and not only will it scavenge all that blow-by gas and burnt inert gas and soot and smoke from the bottom of the engine, but it will also, by generating a negative pressure, very slight vacuum in the bottom of the engine, it will help the turbocharger oil drain to actually flow back into the sump. I don't know if that's really true or not. Some people insist that you have to have a vacuum, otherwise your turbo will lose its lubrication and seize up or whatever. I don't go for it myself. I don't believe that really. The turbo is fed by a very high pressure oil feed. A slight bit of vacuum or not in the sump is really not going to make a lot of difference to how much oil flows around your turbo. It would make an interesting video to just try and rig the catch can back into the inlet and just see if there's any difference. I have had a couple of people say, do you know what, it actually you know, ran a bit better putting the smoke and the inert gas back into the inlet. How can that possibly be the case? Surely an engine wants clean, pure air. Polluting it with burnt gases, surely it must reduce the performance, not increase it. Be a very interesting video to try that, actually do some acceleration tests and actually see if it does make a difference. Okay, so if you'd like to see Catch Can Revisited, video number 7. Okay, so video 8 and 9 are projects that I've already started and I've had to put on hold. So project number 8, the Webasto heater. I don't have it here at the moment to show you, but the Webasto heater is a fuel burning heater which would automatically come on, so, well, not automatically, it would come on with a remote control on a cold winter's morning. I could mount the Webasto either in the driver's side wing up in here, which is where the factory mount it on in sort of cold climates, or maybe I could put it down here behind the fog light, or maybe up, there's quite a big void up there, actually it could go there. It may need a separate little diesel fuel tank, so maybe the heater here and the tank up there. I haven't worked that out yet. I got as far as actually getting the heater to power up and heat a bucket of water to 50 degrees, and then I had to abandon the project and put it on hold just because there's so many other things that I was working on. So that would be video number 8. Basically pull my finger out, get the Webasto fitted and working, preferably before next winter. Video number 9, the Snorkel. The Snorkel. I did 3 videos on the Snorkel project and I still haven't finished it. Okay, so I got as far as actually making a prototype Snorkel, actually fitted on here and then had a duct here, and that's as far as I got. I didn't really finish it off and make a sort of pipe up the A-pillar to some sort of scoop thing at the top, or whatever, some kind of air intake at the top. Again, that project just had to be put on hold. Too many things on the go. So this summer I'd really like to rekindle that project and get that finished and fitted to the car. So if you'd like to see me get on with my Snorkel and get that finished, then that's video number 9. Video 10. These were the lights that I had on my roof. I gave 2 of them to one of the guys on the Facebook group, and he fitted those on the front here with the brackets. Not these are my amber brackets, but I also make brackets for mounting spotlights to the grille. Okay, so if you look at my website fl2lift.com, you'll see those. Okay, rather than mount these on the front of the car, I thought I'd stick them on the back of the car. Okay, bit crazy, white spotlights on the back of the car, but wouldn't it be great if these were extra reversing lights? So they were fitted to either to my roof rack up there or underneath the car under there, but could come on either when I engage reverse or possibly on a separate switch or something like that. I don't know. If you would like to see extra reverse lights, video number 10. Video 11. Okay, this thing, the headlight pull rod thing. Okay, you can just about see down there, my one is broken. Okay, this is very similar to the black plastic axles that you used to get in technical Lego sets. It is about as strong as a Lego axle. Okay, in fact I think a Lego axle is actually stronger. These break, they just break all the time. I mean, I must be on about my 4th or 5th one that they're on each side of the car behind the headlights. And let's see if we can find the one over here. I don't even know where this one's probably broken off. It's down in there somewhere. But the idea is that you have this kind of thing that you pull up and it pulls that up and then unlatches the headlight unit, which can then pull forward. I would really love to make an improved version of that. Okay, and if it works, I'll sell it and you can all buy one, buy two and fit them to your car. Okay, so the idea is that I make a new, stronger version of this pull rod that doesn't snap, and you can then just get a good grip on it and pull it up without fear of it breaking off. So that's one idea. Okay, that's something I could do. So if you would like to see me do a project on that and try and make a stronger headlight release pull rod, that will be video 11. And then video 12. Okay, this is a turbocharger. This is the same turbo. Oh god, have I broken it? No. Okay, let's move that out of the way before it gets broken. So video 12, turbocharger. Okay, so this is the same turbocharger that's fitted to the Freelander 2 diesel 2.2. I bought one on eBay. You can actually see, here's the oil intake, and if we look at the other side, there's the oil output underneath there. Okay, so it's very heavy, but it's not particularly big as turbos go. So what I would like to do is to do a video looking at this turbocharger. Okay, I'm going to take it all apart. I'll show you how it works inside. Inside the exhaust side is what's called a variable geometry turbo, so that these kind of like veins around the exhaust turbine, which the angle of them is adjustable by this mechanism here, and then inside this turbo actuator here is a motor. It's actually a sort of like a servo motor. So the ECU says, give me maximum boost. This moves, this rotates here, and it moves this arm, which sends maximum airflow around the exhaust turbine. Okay, well, not airflow, maximum exhaust gas flow around the turbine, and turbo spins up, and the boost increases and the car accelerates, and then at some point the boost is going to be too high. Okay, it's just going to keep boosting. So on older turbos, there's a thing called a wastegate, which is a little valve that opens and allows exhaust gas to sort of bypass the turbine. Okay, on these ones there's no wastegate. So what happens is, as the boost reaches the limit for the car and for the engine, down in here, this thing here is the manifold absolute pressure sensor. That, along with other sensors on the car, says, whoa, hang on, we're getting too much boost here. This is gonna, it's gonna explode if we don't calm things down a bit. So the ECU then controls this, moves that, moves this arm, moves the vanes, so that the air is not directed sort of straight around the turbine. It's more kind of, I think it's more directed more towards the middle. It might be sort of sent sort of around the turbine rather than through it. I don't really know, really. This is why I want to do a video. I want to take this apart and let's actually see how it really works. It's a bit of a sort of a box of tricks there that does its thing, and nobody really knows what goes on inside of it, especially this little box of tricks on the side here. Wouldn't it be wonderful if I could actually take control of this and maybe increase the boost slightly? I mean, we can't go too high, because then the car will go into limp mode. It'll think there's a fault. It'll think this actuator's not working, and it'll actually generate a overboost fault. Okay, but maybe we could just squeeze a few more horsepower out of it. Maybe adjust this arm here, fit a slightly different arm, tinker with the motor. I don't know. Until I take it all apart, I won't really know how it all works. I won't really know what we can actually do to make things better. So that's about it. Okay, that's about it. If you would like to see me taking that turbocharger apart and playing around with it, see if I can increase the boost, that's video 12. Okay, now I will be doing other videos in amongst these. I've got some of this diesel, super amazing diesel treatment, high performance. This is like 16 quid, I think it was, for a bottle of something that I pour in, and apparently it cleans all my injectors. I'm going to do videos like product review videos. So what we'll do is do a video, actually put that in, do a sort of before and after kind of performance tests and MPG tests, and just compare the results. See, is it really worth the 16 quid that I pay for it? Does it actually make a difference to the car, or is it just something you tip in and you think it's working and maybe it isn't? Okay, so there's that. I'm also going to do some videos trying to do some comparisons of car shampoos, sort of wash and wax shampoo, car washing stuff, just to, I don't know, do a different panel in a different shampoo and see if one is shinier than the other. Be a useful comparison. See if these expensive car shampoos are actually worth it or not. And I'll be doing various other videos, like finishing off these brackets. I've got to redesign these slightly and actually bring that out a little bit. A lot of people have been messaging me asking me when those are going to be on sale. They're not quite ready yet. I've got to alter the design and get them finalised on my own car, and then if they work, then I'll sell them. Okay, that is it. That is it. Lots and lots of things going on. Not enough hours in the day. 12 different videos there. I'll put up a list in the description for this video, and please let me know which one you would like me to do next. Okay, so if you leave a comment, just sort of letting me know which number video you want me to do, and then next Sunday night I'll count up the votes and let you know which one I'm going to be doing. In the fullness of time, I hope to do them all, but I'll let my viewers decide what order we do these videos in. Okay, that's it for tonight. I hope that was interesting, and I look forward to showing you more exciting videos soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and I'm also now on Instagram at Beavis Pits, so look me up on Instagram and follow me, and I'll be putting up lots of photos and the odd little video clip on there as I do these projects. Brilliant. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.